Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on decimal of a quantity worksheets. This video presents a few slides to give us practice in finding the decimal of a particular quantity. Now we've had a lesson on this, so if you're not sure what to do, on the last slide there is a link. If you click on the link, it will take you directly to the lesson, and it'll show you how to do all these examples. Very briefly, we remember that the word of means multiplication. So basically that first one is really 0.4 multiplied by 70. So that's very, very important to know that the word of actually means multiplication. The next very important thing to remember is that when you do the multiplication, don't worry about the decimal point originally. So basically, just multiply 4 times 70, and then in the end, excuse me, in the end, you will decide where the decimal point goes. So basically, here in the original calculation, you have one digit after the decimal point, so in the answer you'll have 2 digits after the decimal point. So that's how you decide where the decimal point goes. Over here, after you do this calculation of 35 times 85, when you do that, you will see in the original here, we have 2 digits after the decimal point, so in the answer we have 2 digits after the decimal point. Over here, there are a lot of things you can do. You can decide if you like to change that to grams. That's up to you. Okay. And then do the calculations, or just leave it as it is. And I've already shown you the hint, or talked about the hint, where the decimal point goes in the answer. And it's the same for all of these. That's just simple multiplication. So let's go to the next slide and see what we have there. Over here, they're just a little bit more involved, although the principles are the same. Over here, let's look at this one, for example. See how we have 1, 2, 3 digits after the decimal point? Once we do the multiplication, in the answer there'll be 3 digits after the decimal point. So for this one, when you're doing your multiplication, just do 32 times 3. That's all you have to do. Just do that, find your answer, whatever that is, and then you'll notice here 1, 2, 3 digits after the decimal point, so in the answer you'll have 3 digits after the decimal point. Now we've had a lot of examples of that. Finally, this is a little bit tricky, but it still can be done. Notice here we have a decimal in each of these numbers. Let's have a look at the total number of digits after the decimal point in this original calculation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 digits after the decimal point. So in the answer, there will be a total of 5 digits after the decimal point. So start off, just multiply 45 times 6. That's all you have to do. Get that answer, and then just put the decimal point in the position where you have 5 digits after the decimal point in the answer, and the clue is use as many zeros as you need. We saw this in a previous lesson, so basically you'll do something like this. You'll just put in whatever number of zeros you need, okay, and that could be a few digits there. So whenever you get the answer after 6 times 45, put in some zeros so you can take the decimal point back as far as you want, so you get 5 digits after the decimal point in the answer. So this video has given us a few slides where we can practice finding the decimal of a quantity, and on the next slide there'll be a link to a lesson if you need some help.